So let's get started on an actual genre. And the genre I want to dig into today is actually one of those meta genres or whatever you choose to call them, like superheroes is, but it's not superheroes or super people, what you want to call it. It is cosmic. And we mostly know cosmic from cosmic horror. But the reason it's cosmic horror is that cosmic doesn't have to be horror. Cosmic is about things being too big or too complex for mere mortals to understand. It can be godlike entities, or it's usually godlike entities, but it can be literal godlike entities fighting over things, or maybe not even fighting, but doing things that are beyond our understanding. And most of the action doesn't really come from dealing with those cosmic entities or cosmic events. It comes from trying to handle the effects of them. And a lot of people are going to try to assert some kind of control over whatever they can, but it's always far smaller level than the actual cosmic events. For example, it might be cosmic godlike entities that you cannot really do anything about, but instead there are cults and religious figures and supernatural forces that are more down to the ground that you can deal with, or that people can deal with and try to deal with. So your heroes will not be fighting the gods as much as they will be fighting crazy cultists or others trying to use the situation for their own benefit. And it doesn't have to be outright godlike. In horror, it usually is gods and monsters and such. But it can be science, or it can be other kinds of magic. It can be some huge astronomical event that scientists are trying to make the most out of, whatever that means. But it's always indirect. The story that actually creates your cosmic genre is pretty much, at least, beyond everyone that you find inside the story. They are dealing with the fallout on the ground, so to speak, and perhaps trying to understand it. Maybe to get some kind of advantage out of it, maybe to just know how to get away from it, maybe just understanding for the sake of understanding. But even understanding it can be troublesome. You're not going to understand it fully, you're at most going to understand little fragments of it, and even that can be lethal in some ways. Maybe it'll break your body, maybe it'll break your mind, maybe it'll break science or break whatever you're using to understand it. Maybe it's huge projects just to get a little bit out of it. But if they fail, or maybe even if they succeed, it will ruin everything, because the cosmic entities, the cosmic powers, cosmic events are simply so big. And there will be a lot of stuff about people not believing in it or getting it wrong and being obsessive about it. You may be able to hear a cat in the background. That is my Wendy. I think she's in heat. I know she's in heat, sorry. And she's not allowed to do anything with it, so she's kind of complaining. Um, but yeah, the basis of cosmic is that it's something far beyond what you can actually deal with directly, or at all. And even understanding it is a struggle. Understanding how you can deal with anything about it is a struggle. but it doesn't have to be horror. It can be science fiction dealing with huge cosmic events. It can be fantasy. It can be, well, post-apocalyptic is actually, it's pretty surprising that it's not a more popular combination. As in, once it's post-apocalyptic, everything starts seeming like cosmic events. Everything seems beyond your reach. But it can be in anything, and it doesn't have to be supernatural events at all. If you're dealing with, for example, cyberpunk, you can have AI or some kind of corporate entity or corporate struggle take the role of a cosmic event because it's so far beyond the person in the street that it might as well be cosmic. It's too complex to understand. You can only handle the fallout that you encounter. So that's the basics of the cosmic genre, and I may get into some more details about it, but for now, I think we'll keep it at that and keep the video short and a bit more to the point.